Be this crazy guy. All right. So a plumber comes over to your house, and your pipes are clogged, and you can't figure out why. And everything's backing up against smells. And he takes a pipe, starts shaking it, shaking it. Yes, ma'am, you got rats. That'll be $3,000 for us to clear these out. We'll come in and hook up vacuum tubes, trucks, the whole bit. But here at Bruce's lab rats, these are organic wild-caught rats. And you can have rat in the jar, or the 330 metal stainless steel. Also doubles as a bean sprouter, so you can have some bean sprouts. Or your more economical rat in a can. So you'll come down and see us at Farmer's Market. What do you think of these rats?
They're adorable.
They are adorable, aren't they?
Yeah. I have this one rat that I can just hold in my lap and it will clean my fingers off.
Oh, that'd be handy. I got one rat friend in there, so you can tell me how to mark a tail. These are super swarm rats, though. There's a full-grown one in here that will try to bite me. I think this one did. She's starting to ignore me now, though. But I fed her enough and let them bathe enough and socialize them enough.
When they're like little like that.
And they're all going back in the pipe. It'd be hard to sell them up there. What's that?
When they're very little like those guys, then it's easy to socialize them. But then when they get bigger, it's harder.
Yeah, the baby one seems to like me. The adult one. And they were organic until I started feeding them black-eyed peas. Very healthy rats. Do you think they're healthy? I mean, this is my rat expert. What's your name?
Maggie.
Maggie. Maggie has her own rats and her own snakes. Do you have to keep them together or one at a time? Are they social?
They're very social. If you take them apart, they're actually more likely to like become unsocial and more aggressive too.
Oh, they're by themselves?
Yeah.
I know they all like to be on this pipe together, and they'll carry all their food into it too. So they're carrying all their food into your duck pipes. There's our aggressive. Gonna snap my finger today? I think I got it scared down. Started making faces at her. She didn't bite. She's gotten much nicer. I've only had these for 2 or 3 days. I caught 10, 12 in the last 3 days. In my own house. Our tea house has been raided. How many rats do you have?
Probably 8.
8. How many does a rat have in a litter?
It's like usually 2 to 12.
It's kind of weird. 2 to 12?
Yeah.
2 to 12, and how many weeks apart can they have another litter?
I'm not sure, but I think it's like every 2 months probably.
Every 2 months, 2 rats make 12. The university actually breeds rats. They have a whole PDF on how many square inches the rat breeders have to have for their labs. I sent them an email, but I don't know if they're interested in wild caught. What kind of snake do you have?
We have, well, pythons, garter snakes, and the corn snake.
Wow. There's a big rat. She's hungry, so I think she's a mama.
In their cage, this one rat drags the whole piece of food into their section of the cage, and they'll fight any rat that gets close to the food.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Once it's there. I had a little friend that started being my friend after I pulled out the cage because they dropped a lot of stuff in the grate and handed it back. And they said I was friend after that. And I'm like, you're my lab rat. You've been tearing my house apart. I'm going to sell you on the slave market. And, holy crap. They're all back in here though. It's probably warmer. I need to shake the rats back out again because they are for sale out here. I shouldn't have put the pipe back up. I got to do it again. Not that anybody's coming around either. It's some kind of show, right? All right, rats.
One of our rats is actually actually missing one of its legs.
Yeah?
And it was like a very young rat, probably like the size of that one right there, the very small one. Like its leg got bitten off.
From what?
Another rat.
I was wondering how aggressive they can be.
So-
This is my friend rat, the one that's been saying hi to me. All the rest of them they're all wild. But I find that interesting.
Depends on the aggressiveness of the rat. Depends on how young you start handling them.
Right. I know they undoubtedly make great pets raised from birth.
Yeah, like
If you pet the baby pets, how often do you have to pet the baby pets?
we don't really know if we're gonna keep the rats until they're around 1 week for us, and we don't like touching them. Because one thing that happened is we touched the baby rats, and the mom thought that they were humans and started eating her babies.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah,
So you have to wait a week or two before handling them.
yeah.
I haven't seen baby rats since I was probably your age in the barn in Kentucky. They do seem to like black-eyed peas. This is the first time they've come out for food. Usually they don't come out at night. You're my rat charmer. Hey, look. It's possible these might make pets. One can hope. But Nike Analytics is a limited liability company. You can't sue us if you get bit.
The super young one, if someone buys it, would probably make a pet.
Yeah, I would think so. This little baby one.
Yeah.
I've been able to pet a couple through the cage so far. They're not biting per se. They bite through copper wire though. So they can bite. What do you keep your rats in?
So we have this cage that has like 6 rats in it. It's around this big and this tall.
Right.
And then we have another cage where we have our 2 male rats, and that's around this tall and this wide.
And you keep 2 rats in there at a time, or 1 rat? I mean, how many rats do you keep together in the cage? You find
In the
that.
big cage we have 6 females, and in the small cage we have 2 males.
I haven't even been able to tell mine apart yet. I mean, I can tell the mother because she's had suckle, right? But, I have a lot of learning to do. A lot of learning.
I remember how I kept rats was actually because we went to the pet store and we were gonna feed our snakes, but then there's this one rat that the snakes wouldn't eat. They kept begging my mom to keep it. She was like, no, and then eventually the snake just wouldn't eat it, so she let me keep it.
Really? Why wouldn't the snake eat it?
I don't know, it just wasn't hungry or something.
Right?
And the first rat that we got was an albino.
All right.
Yeah.
Can you buy live rats around here, or do you have to go to Knoxville?
I don't think we can. We have to go to Knoxville.
Right. I think I have a monopoly on rats. Live rats. Well, no, you have also live rats. You could sell your raised rats, sure enough. You could sell pet rats.
There's actually one big myth about rats that is copier rats. What these are is because their ears like point upward, not get a lot of dumbos, and their ears are
Oh, the Dumbo rat.
backwards. It's a very big myth. And people keep keeping their rats apart because they're dumbos and copiers, even though they know better just fine.
So these aren't Dumbo rats. These are
Yeah,
are
copiers.
populars?
Copiers. Top.
Top ears.
Yeah.
Top ears. Oh, top ears. I know at a certain age they're called hoppers because they like to jump and hop.
Yeah.
They're too busy climbing here. Oh, there's this my maverick rat over here.
There's this one thing that I used to do, and it was I believe rats could grow to the size of a table, which I was very
My
wrong.
rat standing on the top of the rest of the rats. Can you see it in the video? That's my pet rat up there, just walking on the backs of the tree. Oh, great! Now I have a pet rat. I didn't intend to have a pet rat. I almost didn't intend to have a dog. But once I'm in the animal husbandry business, so my pet rat's top of the heap.
So when you get rats, if you have buy one rat and then or multiple, if you just buy one rat, you need to get another. But let's say you bought 2 rats, and then you realized you should get another one. So you went to the store and then bought a rat, but then they might not get along if you just put them straight in the cage together. So you put them in like a bin or a bathtub or somewhere that they haven't been before together to meet each other, and then you put them in a cage.
So they're not territorial now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, all these were caught in the last 2 or 3 days, so they didn't have time to form territory.
We have 2 rats that are pretty aggressive.
Is that my rat or a new rat? See, I knew they would all start mimicking each other. They would probably all mark as well. I have to get some pants or something. I can tell the rat on it, but the mark is so faint.
This one rat I'm actually teaching how to swim in a bathtub, like in deep water too.
Really?
Yeah.
They're supposed to be a great swimmer. They got little hands, but they're over here grabbing and climbing and throwing poles. So how would it swim? How far does it swim?
That one can actually like swim across the bathtub.
We're doing our lessons on rats.
Okay. Swapping notes.
So there's a big YouTube rat content happening actually. There's these girls in England, London or somewhere that keep rats and
Staying over here.
tell us how to, I'm gonna have to watch the videos because I haven't been able to.
No, we're staying over here for a while.
She had to tell me how to mark the tail.
You can actually teach rats
Gonna go in the back of my truck. We're staying over here for a minute.
Right?
Yeah, like sit and
I'm
stand.
not going over there with the
You can actually teach rats to play basketball.
Right? I've seen videos of that. Walking on red temples.
Someone did a rat championship basketball thingy where they gave the rats a ball, and then there's 2 groups and the rats compete against each other.
I've heard a legend that if you teach one rat something, other rats will learn to do the trick also.
No, you have to like teach them each separately. Like it might teach them like if you do this, you get a treat, but then they'll just start doing this randomly instead of doing it on command.
All right. I was always afraid of rats. No, seriously, I didn't like rats at all. I looked at their teeth and saw the little yellow snoppers. I was fairly intimidated as they wanted me to be. Once I had 1,000 in my house, you only can fear so much. Oh, the rat horde swarm. Well, now we're rat.
Pretty sure we actually have a mouse in our chicken coop.
Really? Do chickens try to eat rats? Or vice versa?
Rats won't try to eat chickens, but chickens will try to eat small mice.
All right.
They might even try to eat fully grown rats like that one, and they definitely can't.
But a rooster might recognize it.
Yeah.
So aggressive.
We still definitely try to eat that. Just at least get it outside of the coop or something.
Right. Very interesting. I haven't made it to rat herd yet. I'm just a rat catcher. I learned though, and we also have pickled rat. I wonder how that would work. I could YouTube play this well.
You know rats can actually eat chocolate.
Did not know this.
They can eat like this much chocolate.
Doesn't harm them?
Nope.
You can't feed chocolate to a dog. I thought it started having seizures, but apparently it wasn't cocoa toxicity or something.
Yeah, it doesn't really harm them unless it's like this much chocolate.
Alright.
Sometimes they'll make
Wait. A rat's cleaning your tail off. Rat don't clean your tail.
You have to remark their tail about every week. Or if it's a very faint marker, about every 2 days.
Now all we need is shoppers to buy the other 11.
Yeah.
That's right, we're trying to sell them.
there's a myth about rats that makes people not like rats. It's a myth that rats are very dirty, even though they give themselves baths around 11 times a day.
I noticed that they're constantly cleaning.
Yeah.
It's just the pugnacity of the dropping point. I mean, fresh, it's pretty overwhelming. It's a heady kind. They all just pile up on each other's seats. I figure I got a warrant of hundreds, maybe thousands of them in the house. And the idea they all just pile on top of each other really explains my dog's attitude. I had millions of dogs this one way around. And the animals are food. And always had them. That's why they're swarming. Wow, look how fast you can eat that beef.
Yeah.
It's not a hamburger, you can have them.
I could give a rat 2 pizzas, and when I woke up, the pizza would just be like crust. And then they eat crust later.
I was using kefir and a whole fist of oatmeal dough from my kefir milk. Made it within like 4 hours.
They'll eat basically anything.
Right.
As long as they can eat it, they will.
It takes this reinforced steel cage to even keep them open. And I had to zipper tie all these, so these little. I figured they might learn to open these.
We actually had a rat that learned how to open its cage and put its cage.
And I don't have my secure lock. I use a paper binder type thing, you know, the alligator cut that shut. So it's very possible you can pop that open. Is that one marked or no? No, I think it was
There's a bunch of different types of rats.
the Dumbo ears and the top ears and the.
There's hairless manxes, and then there's different colorations too.
But they're all essentially the same rat.
Yeah. Dumbos are worth a little more than top ears though.
Just because it's cuter.
Yeah, and they're like rarer, a bit rarer.
Rats. Bona fide rats. They make great pets according to Little Miss here. She has several she raises.
Yeah.
These are wild caught. These are actual wild animals. It'd be like the same as trying to pet down a fox, which is possible, but I would wear some protection.
Yeah, but with tamed rats, it's very easy.
But we also have rats in a jar, pickled rats, and the more economic version, rats in a can. And these are also bean sprouts, 330 stainless steel. I mean, sprout, like, have your bean sprouts for your salad. But we had a tea house and a bunch of stuff we were making, and we got swarmed. So now we're rat salesmen, dog marketers. But you'd have to have a cage. And PetSense sell frozen ones, they sell dead ones for like $17.50. But they'll have cages there. I'm not sure if they have a good quality of food. Subsidiary of Tractor Supply. I had a rat show that I just shook out of the pipe. We're going to put that on YouTube along with some rat information from the extras. I'm completely new. All these were caught in the last 3 days. Boy, they're teeming though, aren't they? Right? So what else should we know about rats?
Well, if you have the baby rats but you can't find the mom, you should leave them there. And if the mom still isn't there and the baby rats are getting smaller, then you can actually take them in your house if you want them to survive.
Right.
Not without a cage. Inside a cage.
Do they need like a bottle or anything?
Yeah, you feed them with a syringe and you use cat formula milk.
Cat.
Find that at pet stores.
Have you ever nursed baby rats?
We tried to once. I was like 6 or something, but we fed them almond milk instead.
All right. Didn't like almond milk?
No.
These seem like kefir. I don't know, kefir can be used in human babies from a year or older.
They can actually eat most human foods and will.
Yeah, they seem to be pretty much on the road.
Sometimes they'll just feed them, but whatever.
That big
they
rat's
have.
still eating.
Like you'd think
Look,
they're stuck.
see that rage it had in its eyes just from talking about it?
Like you would expect their
Well,
stomach
it's
to be inside.
attacking. It's attacking.
Oh,
No attacking. No attacking. Is that the way to settle that, or is there a better one?
Yeah, so you kind of do that. And if rats are fighting, then you hit the cage and say no, and then they'll end up like snuggling next to each other and just forgetting about it.
All right. Yeah, they seem to be pretty forgiving. They didn't mind being shucked out of a pack hive very much. Now they're more active than usual.
Yeah, like drinking bean juice.
I like bean juice. Bean juice is great. Well, actually, that's black-eyed peas, which is even more delicious.
When I was little,
Like fry these, like stir fry.
when I was like 4, I did not understand how people did not like pickle juice. I would drink jars of pickle juice.
My neighbor taught me to drink pickle juice.
They have like their tails out of the cage and you cut their tails a little bit as long as like they can't bite you.
And they seem to appreciate that. They're used to having their tails. They all like pat on each other. They're used to being pressed on.
How do I actually tame? Well, they're not completely tamed yet, but I had this rat who's super aggressive. Like if you put your hand in the cage, she would attempt to bite you. Yeah. How I tamed her was when she was eating, I would pet her back very gently, and then she became kind of used to it. Like she still doesn't like me touching her, but she's acceptable of it.
Do you wear gloves? Am I just a big scaredy cat for doing all this?
With wild
And my
rats,
hat's grabbing by.
with wild rats, it's good to wear gloves because you don't know if they carry any diseases or anything.
Right.
But with indoor rats, it's still fine to wear gloves, but you can pet them normally.
Well, I mean, if they're used to you. I mean, once you get a pet rat, they're not likely to bite you, right?
Yeah.
You can pet them, hold them, move them around. I've seen videos of people just picking them up all the time.
There's this thing that people do. You don't have to do it, but it's where they like have a fence in area that they let their rats play in. Yeah, they'll let their rats play in
They'll
that
sit
area.
there and, but they can jump like this high.
Like someone had a 3-foot tall fence and the rat jumped on top of it.
Right. I mean, you need like a 4 or 5 foot fence or a room that's doors blocked and insulated.
A lot of people just think they're on their own. We don't free roam our rats, so we just like have them in their cage, take them out, pet them, and play with them, and then we'll put them back in. On average, they live 2 to 3 years. I don't expect them to live more than 2 years that well.
Why?
That's just their average age in life.
All right. They're pretty busy. I know their tails are. See, humans are pretty much dominant because we can sweat. And since we can sweat, we have a heat exchanger. That means we can go for a longer period of time without overheating. Like if the dog was active for a long time, the dogs have to go in the shade, drink water, and rest because they don't have a way to sweat. They have to sweat through their tongue. But these rats have naked tails, and these naked tails act as heat radiators. So they are up here, they're like among humans being able to transfer heat and stay active. And they have opposing thumbs. Don't they? Are those opposing thumbs?
They kind of are. They can pick up food really well and like press buttons sometimes.
Right?
Someone taught their rat what buttons mean, and then their rat would walk around pressing buttons like the dogs do sometimes on YouTube. And then the rat actually formed a sentence that said, "I want to go outside."
Right?
Yeah.
There was a Coco the gorilla who spoke 3,000 words, played instruments, avoided chat, and went around. She had an IQ of 95 and a human IQ rating of 95.
That's crazy.
I know, right? I mean, I don't doubt they think and feel and everything else. I mean, certain of that. It's known to them. There's still lab rats, and there still has to be snakes.
Those two rats are just sticking their noses out.
Alright. They seem to like the zip ties. Big zip ties, the little stands.
Yeah, they'll chew on zip ties all the time.
Well, the zip ties hold these little things shut, so it's very possible. Like if they got the zip tie off this one. Well, I got the water heater on there.
What I do to keep their doors closed, zip ties and pipe cleaners work. I don't know.
Couldn't they chew through a pipe cleaner if they something tired, or they probably just don't want to?
Well, we like did a pipe cleaner and they just chewed the fuzz off of it and left the rest.
Right.
They just didn't bite through it at all.
I was thinking about using some kind of cable, but the reason they're in here, they started chewing through my cables.
My sister, when we're feeding them, they're in food mode. They just think everything's food when they're feeding them, so don't like stick the fingers real close to their face when you're feeding them.
Alright.
My sister tries to feed them a bunch. Whenever I feed them, she'll like stick her fingers right in their face and be like, "Here's food," and put it down in their face. Luckily, it's just friendly ones that she doesn't with the ones that would absolutely never bite. After they had just given birth, though.
I'm part of a great big swarm. They're coming out of the kudzu in about hundreds.
Yeah, they can do some damage. I got no house, they're tearing it all down.
Is that right?
I'm gonna redo it anyhow, so it don't matter.
Alright.
I'm gonna tear it down.
Well, if she wants to negotiate, let me know. Thank you all. We got snake islands coming.